This is Eldritch Song with the Magic Online Clan Seraphim, and I'm going to keep draft for you. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, so there are some pretty sweet cards here. First of all, let's see. Shadow Mage Infiltrator, Ponder, Arcane Denial, Primus, Sword, Garrick, and a few other things. So in terms of green, you've got the Primus, the Elder, the Garrick, and Crozen less so. Not really a high pick. Neither is Woodfall Primus. Wickerbow Elder is fairly high because he's a pretty awesome utility card. But overall, green's not too deep here. There's also Sword of War and Peace, which obviously goes in any color kind of deck. And it's a fairly reasonable card. There's one white card with Solitary Priest. There's one red card with the Slag Storm. And obviously there's a Shadow Mage Infiltrator and some pretty, well, reasonable blue cards. Like I said, Shadow Mage, Arcane Denial, and Ponder are all reasonable blue cards. None of them really stand out. Probably the best card in the pack is Garrick Wildspeaker, and obviously it depends what kind of deck archetype you want to draft. But here I think I'll just take the strongest card out of the pack and grab the Garrick. I am passing 2 green cards, 3 technically, that are fairly decent, but I don't think it's going to force anybody into green necessarily, and I think Garrick is just the strongest pick here. And that said, our very next pick or very next pack rather, has a Garrick Primal Hunter in it, which is also a fairly reasonable pick. In terms of other good cards, there's Chandra and Alar. Let's see, Reanimate, Yawgmoth's Will, Future Sight, Vortex, Consuming Vapors, all pretty solid cards. I think I'm gonna just stick with my green plan here and just grab the Primal Hunter, which actually is a very awesome limited card, and just keep on passing. Okay. So now we can go several directions. We can stick with the green plan, grab a green Sun Zenith. Or we can branch out into another color, maybe grab a Trigon Predator, or go for black for some Doomblade action, or red for Char Demon Fire. Any of those are pretty reasonable options. Here, though, I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick with green and grab the Green Sun Zenith. It is a very awesome utility spell, and maybe I'll wheel Trigon Predator, maybe I'll wheel one of the red cards. We'll see. I think what I wheel is going to be determining what my secondary color is, at least at this point in time. See, then again, this pack does have some really awesome cards. So there's a Moat, which is just awesome. There's a Vidalcan Shackles if I want to go into blue. It's also 2 mana fixers, a reasonable green card in the form of Obstinate Baloth, and a few other things here. I haven't really passed anything that's amazing in blue. Future Sight, Remand, and Ponder, and also Arcane Denial are decent blue cards. The Vidalcan Shackles, though, is pretty fantastic. I'm not sure about Moat. I think that might be a little bit counterproductive considering the cards I currently have. I could play it safe and just take Obstinate Baloth, but I think the Vidalcan Shackles is just the best card in the pack, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that and pass. Okay, got nothing too special here. Probably the best card I'm seeing is Kitchen Finks, for this deck at least. And looks like that'll be the pick. Findhorn Elves actually is not bad, but I do love the Finks. I think it's a very effective creature, and I'm pretty sure we can find some mana fixing at some other point, so I'm not too worried about grabbing the Elves there. Alright, so we've got Forbid, which is actually a really sweet counterspell. Bone Shredder, Phyrexian Arena, Viridian Shaman, all pretty sweet cards. Also a Breeding Pool. Lots of different ways to go in this pack. I mean, we do have the Vidalcan Shackles, which I think we should probably take advantage of, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the Forbid. I think it's probably the most effective one here. I would love a Breeding Pool. And I will, Countless Oppressor and Viridian Shaman are not bad either, so I wouldn't mind either of those. Okay, so we've got Cryptic Command, Thieving Magpie, couple of duels and fetch lands, Beast Within, I like Beast Within, that's for sure. But I think I'd rather have a Cryptic Command, even though it is pretty heavy blue. Cryptic Command is just so good. So I will grab that. And I doubt Beast Within's going to wheel, but if it does, I'll take it. Otherwise, Sleeping Magpie, Cryptologist, or Grand Arbiter would be fine with me. Okay, so I like Fairy Conclave, I like Condescend. I also like Time Reversal. And Mystic Snake is quite sweet also. And it is also, so I think blue is fairly open here. I wonder if Mystic Snake will come back. It's a possibility that it will, but I'm not 100% on that. So between Condescend and Mystic Snake, I think I like the Snake better overall. And so the Arcane Denial actually wheeled out of the very first pack. And that's definitely the pick here. That's a very good card. No problems grabbing that. Okay, so we've got Future Sight, which is a pretty solid card. There's a Life from the Loam, which we don't really need, or can use, essentially. So Future Sight's probably the pick. Chandra and Alar is quite good as well, but I just don't see me playing a third color, especially not red. I don't think red for a Planeswalker is that effective, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Future Sight and pass the rest. We get Trigon Predator back, which is a bit surprising, but it's a fantastic card. It can be fetched with Green Sun, and it's an answer to an awful lot of things, so grab the Trigon Predator and be pretty happy. So Remand is fantastic. Gemstone Mine, not really that necessary at this point, and Remand is just a crazy counterspell. So I'm pretty happy with that pick. Alright, so we've got Polluted Delta, Inkwell Leviathan. I think the Inkwell might be worth picking up, not because necessarily I want to be playing it, like hardcasting it, but we might end up getting a Tinker at some point, which might not be terrible. There's also Polluted Delta or Sacred Foundry. Sacred Foundry is not even going to consider that. Polluted Delta is definitely a consideration, because we could be splashing maybe black for some removal. Let's see, it could be either of these. I think probably the Delta will be more effective in the long run. And Breeding Pool, I'm actually quite happy to grab. And Thieving Magpie, a very good last pick. Alright, so Jace the Mind Sculptor. That seems like the pick here. This pack is pretty loaded. Obnixilis, Drana, Demonic Tutor, Mortify, Efreet, Sculptor, Karn Liberated, all incredibly awesome. Karn's going to go pretty fast. Jace is one of those cards that would definitely force somebody into blue, and that's not what I want, so I'm 100% going to be taking Jace. If one of these tutors comes back, I might splash for black. Otherwise, like the Efreet's good. Zealot's actually not bad. So, but yeah, Jace the Mind Sculptor, obviously the first pick. This is no contest, one of the best cards ever printed, so quite happy to grab that. Okay. So there are actually some really nice cards in here. There's Chameleon Colossus, which is probably the best card in the pack. There's also Genesis, which I like, and Rafik of the Many, which is also quite good. So we could be playing like Bant or something similar like that. So that wouldn't actually be a very bad combination. I'm probably just going to pass Rafik and grab the Colossus here just to keep my colors safe. If Rafik comes back, I'm definitely going to grab it. Genesis is good, but without like Survival or Fauna Shaman, it's not quite at the power level I want it. So I will go ahead and take the Colossus out of here. Obviously, if we find a Survival or a Fauna Shaman, the valuation might be a bit different. Alright, so there's Venzer, which is quite awesome. Impulse, which is great. Into the Realm, which is great. Jace Beleren, Troll Aesthetic, Upheaval. So this pack basically is just stacked with all the cards we might want. I definitely do want all of these cards. Even Giving Tar Pit might be interesting. Maybe we can splash some black, possibly. But see, Upheaval is quite fun. Troll Aesthetic is good, obviously. Jace Beleren. All these cards are quite good. I think, though... I think Jace Beleren's probably the pick. I don't want too many Planeswalkers, though. Control Aesthetic might be the better card here, just on principle, just to have more creatures. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that, I guess. I already have a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Not that it necessarily means I shouldn't have more, but there you go. So Crystal Shard is quite good. And Kega. So Kega's probably the pick here. Yeah, I don't really see anything else that's too impressive. Like Crystal Shard, I'll probably take that if it wheels. I'm not saying it will, but if it does, I'll be happy to grab that. Otherwise, maybe the Tri-Land will be nice. Alright, so we've got some removal spells in the form of white here, which is, you know, decent. Cold Steel Heart. I think Brainstorm or Deep Analysis might be the pick here. I like the removal, but I think I'd rather just have the ability to filter my deck. So here I think Brainstorm is probably better. If Deep Analysis comes back, obviously that's the pick. Here I have the choice between a Wall of Blossoms or a Draga Tree Speaker. Even Wall of Roots is actually quite good. We are looking kind of sort of more control than ramp, but then again, I do like getting cards out pretty fast. But I think probably Wall of Roots or Wall of Blossoms is a better pick here than Draga Tree Speaker. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Wall of Roots for the acceleration. Let's see. These cards are all fantastic as well. So we could potentially take Void Slime, which is a fantastic counterspell. Noble Hierarch is very good for the ramp, and can help us play some white cards. And it's got 2 of the colors we need, so it's fixing as well. Glenalindra Archmage is quite good. Counters spells. Mana War is good, so yeah, lots of sweet cards in here. I do think probably at this point the Noble Hierarch is just more effective. Alright, so we get a late pick Mirari's Wake. Or a Simic Sky Swallower. Both these cards are fantastic. I think, though, I'm going to have to take the Simic Sky Swallower. It's more consistently in our colors, and it's a better bomb than the Mirari's Wake, and plus we can fetch it with the Green Sun, so I feel like I would love to have the Mirari's Wake, but the Simic Sky Swallower is just a bomb that's pretty big, and it's too hard to pass. The Mirari's Wake is quite good, and we are a bit low on ramp, a little bit lower than I thought we'd be, actually. I thought we wouldn't have too much trouble finding like some green ramp spells, but looks like that's not the case. So I have the choice between a Fixer, Hallowed Fountain, or a Serendip Efreet. I think here I'll take a Hallowed Fountain, and I think that's a pretty good choice because we get a Rafik of the Mini back. It's either that or Willbender, and I do like Willbender quite a lot, but I think Rafik is just a complete bomb and can be fetched with Green Sun, and now hopefully we'll be able to splash it with Hallowed Fountain. So that's quite nice. And the fetch land, even though we're not playing black, see where to go. Polluted Delta, even though we're not playing black, the fact that it can fetch up blue means it can grab any of our dual lands so far. Of which we have 3, I believe. Alright, so Creeping Tar Pit, Venser into the Royal Impulse. Venser is another counterspell, essentially, and it's also a really good bounce spell. I like Impulse because it does let you filter your deck. And obviously Into the Royal is quite awesome, but I think here I prefer to play Venser because it's quite effective. Let's see, here we're going to be trying to splash for white, so take the Seaside Citadel. Quite happy to grab that. Looks like somebody grabbed the Jace Beleren. Not too surprising, so there actually is going to be another player in blue, but we pretty much got the biggest monopoly on it. So Deep Analysis seems like a great card here. Looter Core is not really fantastic, but it's also not a bad card, and I'm certainly not disappointed grabbing it so late. And 15th pick we get a Mana War, which is pretty insane. Mana War is broken. It's fantastic. Well, not broken, but it's quite good. Okay, so this pack is not really that stacked. Best card in the pack probably for us will be Eternal Witness. See, Looter is not bad. Thran Dynamo is not bad. Mulchambler is not bad either. So I think here, though, the clear pick is Eternal Witness, which we're going to be quite happy to have. Okay, so we get a second pick Library, which we're going to be taking. Ooh, ouch, though. We're going to be passing a lot of really sweet cards for it, though. Be passing a Treachery, Palinchron, Preordain, Misty Rainforest, Harrow, Gymhide, Sliver, Capsize. I'm sure we'll get some of these back, though. I'm not really too worried about that. So I'm going to take the Library. It is the best card in the pack, without a doubt. Incredible card advantage. I would like to get some of those cards back, especially like Treachery would be fantastic. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so, none of these cards are really standing out to me as being the absolute best. Eternal Dragon obviously is decent, but I don't think we really want it at this point. I think the best card probably here for us will be Solemn Simulacrum. It fits in with our card advantage sort of ramp type theme. It'll help us fix and give us some card advantage, so I have no problem at all taking that card over the rest of these, so Solemn Simulacrum it is. Alright, so we do eventually get a Tinker. It's a bit late. We didn't pick up any of the artifacts. And then again, I don't think it's that big of a deal because we didn't have that much to sack to it either way. Our choices here, though, are between Rout and Harmonize. I think we do need a bit more creature removal. We have plenty of card advantage, so even though I like Harmonize, the fact that we're playing blue as well as green means that we're not really that desperate for card draw. So I feel much better taking a Rout, which we can potentially use to board wipe a bit. Okay, so we have Memory Lapse, Complicate, Sower of Temptation, also Birds of Paradise for some ramping. So all these cards are quite awesome. I feel like, though, I might want to take a Bird, possibly, for the ramp. Either one of these blue cards coming back would be just fine. So yeah, I'm going to take a Bird for the ramping. I'm not too worried about the rest of this. So we can take another counterspell here. Take a Signet, take a Relic. Relic is quite good. And let's see, what in terms of counterspells, we've got Cryptic Command, Mystic Snake, Arcane Denial, Remand. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and take a Coalition Relic just for the fixing, and probably going to wield at least one counterspell. And that should be sufficient. Here I actually like Castali Pride Mage. Memory Jar, though, is also quite good. Memory Jar might come back, I'm not sure, but I would rather have that just to be safe. So we get a Signet, which is good. There's also a Simic Growth Chamber, which is probably going to be the pick. I like the Sable Stag, but, you know, I think we'll probably be okay without it. I'd rather have some more fixing. So back to our first pack, Thran Dynamo or Merfolk Looter. I feel like the Looter might be a good choice here. So we did get back some of these blue cards. While I do like the Misty Rainforest, I think Treachery is just better overall. I like Palinchron, but I feel like we have a finisher that's pretty powerful. I'm thinking of the Sky Swallower, of course. And we've got a few other big creatures like Kega and Colossus, so I think we're good on terms of fatties. And Palinchron is a sweet card. It's not going to be doing that much for us right now. Alright, so the only card from this pack we can actually play is Plow Under, and, it's not a bad card. Don't think we're going to be playing it, but I'll go ahead and grab it just in case. Potentially could be a good card. I do wish we had been able to pick up a bit more ramp. Unfortunately, we are a bit low on that. Then again, we are pretty heavy on control, so it's possible we'll be fine. We have quite a few pretty sweet cards, and a couple of ramp cards, not as many as I'd like. I would like to have picked up maybe a Harrow or Kodama's Reach or Cultivate, but none of those quite worked out. Even better would have been a Yavimaya Elder, but we just take what we can get, and I never saw the Elder, actually, so... I am fairly certain I'm not the only green drafter, just due to the fact that green basically dried up. For the most part. There are a few things left here, but it was clear that blue was basically wide open. A couple cards we did not see in blue, though. We did not see a Capture, which is unfortunate. And it has to be at least one other blue drafter, because Upheaval is gone, Time Reversal is gone, and, like, Jace Bellerin's gone, so probably someone splashing blue. I'm not sure anybody's actually playing main deck blue, and because Treachery came back, which is, that's just weird. Alright, so none of these cards really matter. I'll go ahead and take Lodestone Golem, I guess. Okay, I get a memory lapse. I'm quite happy with that. And I have a choice between a miscalculation and a counterspell. Both are quite good. I already have a few hard counters. Think I'd like to have a miscalculation, a bit easier to cast. And a Llanowar Waste, sure, why not? Okay, so here's our draft. And I'll be taking these cards into Magic Online, doing the deck building, and then we'll play some matches. So I will see you there. And it's deck building time. So let's see. Brainstorm, yes. Calculation, yes. Remand, yep. Denial, yep. Memory lapse. Man of War, Forbid, Deep Analysis, Jace, Magpie, Vinzer, Cryptic Command, Futures, or Treachery that is, Kega. Maybe Future Sight, but I'm not a huge fan of that card. Let's see, get my green cards in here. Pretty sure I want all of these except for Plow Under. Let's get Predator, Mystic Snake, Sky Swallower, Rafik. Ooh, 28 cards, that's not good. 31 cards. That's a lot of stuff to remove. Okay. Let's see then. Kitchen Things can probably come out. I like the card, but it's not exactly the greatest. Let's see. Wall of Roots is still good. I like the way this looks. We just have too many cards. Let's see. Maybe I shouldn't splash the white. Like maybe I just can't play Rafik. Not if I want to play the rest of these. The Rafik is just so good. I don't know. I'm just gonna play the one white card, I guess. Coalition Relic can probably come out. I don't need that much fixing, even though I do like the card a lot. Eternal Witness is still good. Troll Ascetic, still, well, that can probably come out if it has to. Let's see, Memory Lapse, Forbid, Deep Analysis. Deep Analysis is fantastic. So are the rest of these. So many awesome cards. I don't see how I have so many. This makes no sense. It makes no sense. I gotta get rid of at least four cards. Alright, guess we'll take a bird. Or maybe a Wall of Roots. Ha ha ha. Too many choices. I guess Arcane Denial could probably come out for right now. And let's see. All these cards are just great. Can't see myself removing them. Guess the birds can come out. The wall. One more thing. I think all the Planeswalkers should stay in. I want the Rafik. Because that guy's a bomb. I like the card draw off the analysis. I could play 16 lands. That just seems kind of dumb, though. I have so many cool cards. I don't like any of these options. None of them. None of them, none of them. Take that out. Okay, that's my final choice. Playing 16 lands. Library, Growth, Breeding Pool. Nope. Yep. Yep. And yep. Alright, so let's sort by color. We're super blue, bit less green, and 1 white. So, I mean, let's look at the Zendikar lands. I like the full art. So we're playing 17 lands. We've got 6 already. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources. So let's add at least 10 blue sources. And we've got 1, 2, 3 green sources. I like to have maybe 7 of those. So add that. Let's add 1 plains, at least 1 plains for good measure. I think we only need 1 actually, so it's fine where my plains are hidden. Add 1 of those. So we've got basically 3 white sources, more if you count the hierarch. And let's add 1 more green because we do have some lots of double costed green spells. So we've got, in terms of green, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 green sources, that should be enough. 17 lands, 41, 12 creatures. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We had to remove some pretty sweet cards, but I think we can make this work. I've been playing 41 cards a lot, just it's hard to take out the last guy. But anyway, that's the deck. That's the mana base, and I'm going to go ahead and play this, and I will see you guys in the matches. So, get ready.